Hello, welcome to Make Kind Loud, conversations that turn up the volume. I am super excited to be chatting with Kara Adams today. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? I'm excited to be here.
I am wonderful. Thank you for saying yes.
Well, thank you for asking.
So I'm just going to read your bio and then we're going to jump in and just chat and talk about all kinds of stuff.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, hold on one second. I have to on this platform, if you don't change it to public, then you can't see the comments that are coming in. So give me
Okay.
I know, give me 2 seconds. But I'm super excited to chat with you.
I am too. As I'm like fussing and fidgeting.
Right. Okay, here we go. Do. Pause for station identification.
All right.
All right, here we go. Kara Adams is a woman on a mission to inspire and support couples to become wildly attracted for life, because just being married is not good enough. She started the Single Mingle Monday platform for single men and women to vibe, connect, and prepare for love. Kara provides clarity coaching to encourage you to fall completely in love with yourself, fall in love with your life, and then fall in love. No matter where you're at along your love journey, single, dating, married, single again, or undateable. The Fab Kara believes that changing your mindset and controlling your mouth is the key. It's why so many of us are not in the soul satisfying, passionate relationships that we are meant to have. Kara is working to change that one heart at a time. Her latest book, His Good Thing, 31 Days of Affirmations, a daily guide to think positively while waiting for love, is a great place to start. Kara, I love that. I love
Yay! Awesome.
all of it. All of it. So I just want you to just tell me things.
Oh, you want me to just tell you all the things?
I want you to tell me all the things, okay? First of all, how did you get started in this? What made you want to show people how to be in love with their life and everything about it?
Well, it's so cool to have the opportunity to shape your life the way that you want to. And one of the things are sometimes things are serendipitous. And so even when I was in high school, I used to be on the phone late at night talking to my girlfriends about love and relationships, same thing in college. Then we fast forward to when I used to be a classroom teacher. And one of the things I found working with young people is if their relationships are out of whack, doesn't matter if it's like with a boyfriend, a girlfriend, it's with their parents, a coach, whatever it is, their relationships are out of whack. They can't concentrate on anything else. They can't do their best work. They can't really be fully engaged. And what I found, that applies to adults too. Because honestly, a lot of us are faking it when things are out of whack and we're just trying to do the best we can and we have to go on and we have to do all those things. But a lot of us will spend a lot of time on work and we'll spend a lot of time on hobbies, but we won't spend that same amount of time falling in love with ourselves, figuring out what we want, and going after the life and love that we really, really were meant to have. And I want to change that. I've had some downloads from God and some different things from my experiences and from watching my friends and people I meet and just combining some different things that are intuitive with things that I've learned. And I just feel really blessed when I have the opportunity to dialogue with someone and they get something out of it that they take away that really inspires or motivates them or changes their perspective on things, gets them to think about things differently. And more than anything, I believe the energy I have, which you have too, which is electric, is transferable. And I want to share the gifts and talents that I have, because we all do. We all are uniquely made. We all have our own gifts, talents, and abilities.
Right.
And I want to transfer this positive energy that I have to other people so it can inspire them, no matter how they're gifted, no matter how their personality. If they're, introverted, if they're quiet, everybody's powerful in their own way. And I want you to start to believe it for yourself.
Oh my goodness. I love that. Yes, we all are special and unique in our own way, and we all have gifts to share with the world, but it is up
Absolutely.
to us to own those gifts and to share them out.
Agreed. And one of the things that makes me really feel so close to your mission of making kind loud is the fact that a lot of us are not kind to ourselves. We beat ourselves up.
Yeah.
We think negative thoughts, and then even worse, we say them. And when you say them, the way the brain, mind, mouth dynamic works, you really reinforce that belief until everything shifts and conspires to make it so. And I want to encourage people to think differently, to speak differently, to arrest their tongue and control their mouth and control their mindset and start thinking more positively. And that's why, like, as you mentioned, reading my bio, the ebook that I just released on affirmations as it regards to falling in love does that kind of work.
Yeah.
We need to think about it all the time. It's not a one and done kind of thing. Like, we have a good day and something happens, it might throw us off course, and we just need to recalibrate and readjust. And, it's something that we need to dive into daily to make that happen.
For sure. So what do you think it is about that self-talk that it turns negatively, like almost instantly? Why are we talking to ourselves the way that in which we would never talk to anyone else?
Well, I think sometimes it's like the little voices in your head. Yeah. It might be some of the things that somebody has implanted into you and you haven't had time to throw out the trash, if you will, that's in your mind. A lot of times what's reinforced by what you listen to, who you hang out with, what you watch on TV, what music you listen to, all of those things are adding in information of how you think and feel about yourself. And after a while, if you don't change those inputs, all you're going to output is the same negativity that you're bringing in. And I think a lot of times that self-talk that we're doing to ourselves is based on all those things combined. And that's why we have to be really, really proactive about digging in there and getting to the root of some of those things and talking with someone who can help you with those things, or surrounding yourself with amazing people that make you feel good. If they don't make you feel good, stop talking to them. Stop hanging out with them. How about that?
How about that? Period.
Yes.
Stop doing it.
Well, it's really simple. And it doesn't matter if it's family. Sometimes family, you still have to be around your family, but you can limit it. Or you can get off the phone, or you can make an alarm, or say somebody's calling you on the line and get off the phone. And then give your moment a chance to regroup or go to the bathroom and take a pause and re-energize yourself and get back in there, instead of letting this onslaught of negativity just hit you like waves. Right. Where you can change it, you should. And where you can limit it, you should. And then you should be more intentional about who you allow into your life, who you let walk into your presence, into your space, who you surround yourself is key for everything that you do.
Yeah. And that's hard for some people because, they like, that's my family, or I've known this person for X amount of years. That's my girl. But if they're toxic, then that's not being loving to yourself.
No, it's not. And it's okay to pray for them and love them from afar. And yes. You can love them from the balcony instead of from the front row. Just, separate a little bit. You're still in the same space. We're still all together, but I'm just not right up there with you. You know what I mean? I don't have to sit in your lap. Yeah. We don't have to be that close.
That's a little scary because you're so familiar with the comfortable, and you're so familiar with, but this is what I've done, my whole life. And I know I have a calling and a feeling to change, but how do I do that? So when someone comes to you and says, how do I do that? Like, what are some tips that you give them?
Well, one of the things I think, and I was just talking about this with someone earlier today, is you have to fall in love with yourself. And
Yeah.
one of the things you have to do that, honestly, is enjoy your own company.
Mm.
So can you spend time with yourself and enjoy it and not feel like you're missing out and you're not needing somebody else? And if you're feeling those feelings, it's okay. I mean, we all get lonely, but you also have to think like, maybe I need to spend a little more time in the mirror. Maybe I need to put on some music I love and just kind of jam out for a minute. Maybe I need to realize I have control of the remote control when I'm by myself. I can watch whatever I want to. Yay me. So all those things give you opportunities to really be settled, to really enjoy yourself, to really be full, complete, and whole. That way, when you go out into the world, it's harder for people to deposit into you when you're already full.
Yeah.
You're full to overflowing. Yes. You're the one that's pouring out into others.
Right.
And they're not depositing their hot messness into you. And so when you spend more
time. Okay, you are dropping nuggets. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but keep on going, girl. You are full. Somebody can't deposit in you because you full, girl.
See?
Okay.
See, it's, some of these things, they seem like they're so difficult to attain, or it's for somebody else. And it's really attainable. It's really simple. You start with little things like maybe if you're meeting your friends out for lunch or dinner, maybe show up early and sit by yourself at the bar or sit by yourself at the table and wait and just be in that moment. Not be on your phone, not pulling out a book, looking at the people, talking to the person in line, just people watching, daydreaming, just having a moment of taking it all in and being absolutely present in that moment. Yeah. And I think that's one of the ways that you improve all your relationships, not just the relationship with yourself, but also your relationship with other people. Because a lot of us now, because these phones, they connect us, but good gracious, they divide us too. And so many of us are with each other, but we're not actually there. Exactly. We're not present. We're distracted. We're not paying attention. And then how can you have really intimate connections that are passionate and soul satisfying if you're not really connecting with the other person? So put down your phone, flip it over, put a special little tone for an emergency phone call. But most of them, they can wait a few minutes to be returned. They can wait a few minutes before you message back to them. Nothing, for the most part, in most cases, is going to happen so that you can be fully engaged with the person that you made an appointment to show up and spend time with.
Yeah. And I love that. That's so true. But I get accused of because my phone will ding and people are like, you got a message? I was like, okay, well.
Right. It'll still be there when I pick it up in a few minutes.
Read it when I read it.
But it is. And it's like, okay, if that's distracting, turn the sound off so you don't hear the notifications. Make it where people feel like, you know what, if I give you 20 minutes of completely zoomed in, totally engaged with you, that's way better than hanging out for 3 hours and you're on your phone and I never get a word in because you're so distracted by whoever you're engaged with. Right. So those are some of the things that I think help us get to those better relationships, because I think that's what we all crave. We want to have that intimate connection with other people. We don't want to feel alone in the world. We want to be, and then there's those of us that want to be in relationships, and it's okay if you don't. And it's okay to take a time out. And that's what I call undateable. And it's okay. Unfortunately, most people don't realize they're undateable. And so, I'm here to tell you, because you are.
I love that. You mentioned earlier, you're like, people should just be by themselves. I think I'm on that extreme because I love some me. Okay. I love.
Right.
Be with
as
me.
You should.
I can be with me and just be as happy as I can be. It's hilarious. I have 24 nieces and nephews, as you know. So 3 of my nieces did an intervention with me a couple weeks ago. They're like, you need to get out. I said, but I'm having a good time right here.
Yes. But what's so funny?
But sometimes I have to force myself to go out into the world because
it's true. And it's a continuum.
It's
a continuum. And so you make a good point for those of you that are like advanced and loving yourself and enjoying yourself. that you need to do the opposite of making appointments to hang out with people and make sure, because sometimes I fall into that myself, and either I'm always out like a social butterfly or I'm very introverted and at home hanging out or whatever. And so you have to have that balance. It's about balance.
Yep.
It really is about balance in every area of your life, whether it's your love life, whether it's your social life, whether it's your personal life, whether it's your health, whether it's your wellness, it's your hobbies. All those things need to be done in moderation. Not too much of nothing is a good thing.
Yeah, agreed. So tell me about your book, these affirmations. Why is it?
Oh my goodness.
Why is it important to have daily affirmations?
I think daily affirmations are important because our mind is kind of like a supercomputer.
Yeah.
And like anything, it needs to be rebooted. It needs to be upgraded. It needs to have things that are recalibrated into it. And because we're getting bombarded by so many images and messages, how about you control the narrative? Yeah. And if you find something and you know it's the direction that you want to go in, then you want to make sure that you feed yourself with that. So my ebook is called His Good Thing. It's based on Proverbs 18:22. And the idea is for those single ladies that are in their waiting season, waiting for this man, the idea is you are the good thing to be found. So while you're waiting, you need to remember how amazing you are. So you don't have to chase, and you don't have to help, and you don't have to do all these things that are clawing, that are coming from desperation, or more importantly, fear. Fear that you're going to be alone. Fear they're not going to find you. Anxious you're never going to go on a date again. All these different things, as opposed to I'm amazing, I'm fabulous. He can't wait to get all up on this good thing that I have for him, and he's going to get all the favor of the Lord. And you better come through and pull up, man. That's what an affirmation will do for you. It will help remind you. So when you're having those great days and you feel like your hair looks great and you look amazing and what have you, it's easy. It's on those tough days when you don't feel good, or something happened, or somebody said something that threw you off, or you lost a business deal or something. When life happens. In order to stay the course, what happens is if you have the discipline and the daily habit of going to an affirmation book like what I have something for every day of the month. So wherever you are, it doesn't matter if you miss a day, you forgive yourself and move on. You just pick up. You don't read 7 days to try to catch up. You just pick up where you are, read what it is. But more importantly, it's not just the reading, it's the speaking. Because like we talked about earlier, it's not only what you think, it's what you say. So you read these things, so you meditate on them, so they help renew your mind. But you say them too, because when you hear them enough and you say them enough, you start to believe it. And when you start to believe it, you actually act that way. And when you act that way, you are much more attractive, and you are sending out shock waves of positive energy. And who doesn't want that in their life?
Exactly. There's this little girl. There's a video of a little girl who is on top of the sink in the bathroom. And she can't be more than about 3 years old. And she's looking at herself in the mirror and she says, I love my whole house. I love my family. I love myself. And she's just going on. And she's singing and dancing. And she jumps off the thing. She's like, la, la, la. I said, yes, we should
all of that
energy. We should all have that energy of
absolutely.
I love the people in my life. And if we're not feeling that energy, then like we said earlier, we should do some recalibrating so that we can find it, because our time here is so short to be miserable. Our time here is so short not to be happy and full of love and full of loving yourself, because there's only one you in the whole world, and you need to offer show who you are and own that magic and just show it to the world, because why are we here if we don't do that?
And you know, what you said is so key, because it is magical. What's inside of you is magical, and other people need it. And so, you know, so many people now, unfortunately, are falling under the trap of seeing things on social and making them feel some type of way, where they feel like they're missing out. They're not attributing or attaining the same levels of success and happiness and love and what have you. But, you know, a lot of that stuff is staged, and a lot of that stuff is filtered. And a lot of that stuff doesn't show you the bad days and when the bad takes and the blurry and the things that are out of focus and what the actual situation of the rest of the setting was and who they might have had to set up or pay or beg to help them create that moment. As opposed to, I'd rather have the moment and then maybe I take a picture of it, maybe I don't. Maybe I post it, maybe I won't. More importantly, I'd rather have the moment than actually document the moment for everybody else.
Yeah, because that's the key, is being in the moment and being present and aware of everything that's happening right then, instead of, like you're saying, staging the perfect picture. You know, don't get me wrong, I love me a good selfie, but
so do I.
You know what I'm saying? Wait. All right, you know, I love me a good selfie.
Me too.
But at the same time, like, I'll post crazy pictures of, you know, after I wash my hair, and I have this.
I saw your one that you did. We're like the before and the after.
Right. And so one friend was like, "Why do you post blah blah blah?" I said, "Girl, because this is me. You know, this is it."
Yes, being your real, authentic self in all its splendor and glory. And who doesn't want that? Because everybody keeps saying they want real, and real is rare, and they want authentic. And then I'm seeing all this inauthentic posting, and so many people are like surprised to think that you don't have to post every day, you don't have to post all day long. And once again, I'd rather be living my life and enjoying my life and hanging out with the people that are important to me than being so on a schedule, because I'm fearful. Once again, back to that fear. And that is at the root of most of these bad behaviors that we're doing. Exactly. We don't need that in our life.
We don't. And fear can be debilitating, and it can stop you in your tracks. But that's when you have to keep pushing forward, because on the other side of fear is that greatness that it's ready for you, but you have to push through the fear to get to the greatness.
Absolutely. And that's why things like affirmations are so important, because it stops you in your day to take a few minutes for yourself to pour back into yourself so you can get full, so you can remind yourself how amazing you are, so you can get back on track on the goal you're trying to have for your life, for your love, for your relationships, for all the things that make you happy. And that's how you get there, because the happiness doesn't come from other people. It comes from within, and it comes from within and bubbles out. And actually what we should be trying to go for is joy more than happiness. Happiness comes, happiness goes.
Right.
Joy is forever.
Joy is forever, and it's inside of you. You just have to tap into it. And that's why the movie, The Pursuit of Happiness, I love it so much, because happiness is not a goal. It's something that you pursue, but it's not like, because no one ever attains happiness.
Correct.
But it's those moments, those moments of hardship, those moments of joy, those moments of success, those moments of failure, all of it together is how you achieve joy. But we have to be willing to submerge ourselves into all of it, even the bad.
Absolutely. And that's why it's important to pay attention to who you listen to, who you connect with, who you follow, who you read, who you let pour into you, so that you can make good informed decisions, so you can feel a certain type of way. And instead of it being that you're just buffeted around like a wave, like a little paper boat in the waves, that you can kind of control what you can. You can't control everything that happens to you. You can definitely control how you think about it, what you say. A lot of times we can save ourselves a lot of grief by keeping and holding our tongues and not saying anything and giving ourselves a moment instead of firing it off. And so that's why I think it's so important, all these different things of having somebody great to talk to, reading great stuff, having affirmations, and really setting goals for yourself and deciding each day, this is what I want for my life, and reminding yourself of what those things are. You know, having a vision of what you're trying to attain for your life. And one of the areas that we talked about falling in love with yourself. We talked a little bit about love, but also falling in love with your life. And so many of us go to work and we don't love it. And a lot of us need to find a little bit of gratitude for the job, gratitude for the way you got to the job, the transportation, whether it was a bus, whether it was your car, whether it was a plane, whatever it might be. All along the way, the more grateful you are for things, it just seems to magically pull more of that same energy into your life. And you want to spend time loving the life that you have. And whatever you don't love, then you start making and correcting and changing, kind of like a big boat in the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, and that it can't quickly turn and change directions, but it's a coordinated effort of little baby steps and little bitty changes, like deciding that I'm going to not talk to this person as much, or I'm going to change and maybe ask for that promotion at work.
Yes.
Or maybe I'm going to transfer and do the same job in a different department. Or maybe I'm just going to make sure I get to work a little bit earlier so I'm not rushed. Or maybe I decide I leave right at the end of my shift so I can make it to that dance class that gives me joy and energy. There are ways that in the current situation that you're in, that you can fall in love with the life that you're living right in this moment. The idea is to be content right now, and that life and love is a journey. And so you should be loving it as you're going through it. You might not love every moment of it, but you should be enjoying the process instead of thinking, once I get to this destination, that destination never comes. Just like for so many men that are so wired for success, a lot of them miss out on really great love relationships because they spend so much time on work that they don't make time for the relationships that once they get to the end of their life, a lot of them regret the time they spent at work, as opposed to you could bring all those people that are important to you into your life as you're living and attaining the success. It can actually infuse. In fact, a lot of the studies of super successful people show that many of them are in great long-term relationships because they have that support of that network. It's the complete opposite of what most people think, that once I get their success, once I fall in love, once I get the house, once I get the job, then I'll be happy. That's not true. It should be, oh my goodness, I saw a listing. Let's go house hunting. Just looking at houses. Let's just dream about it. Let's just go window shop. Like, let's enjoy this whole process. Let's fall in love with our life too.
Yeah. Because that once may never happen. So
exactly,
we're always talking about once this, once that, once this. But what about what's happening right now? And so I love that. I love that. And, you know, a lot of people, including me, I used to be like, yeah, once I get this, it's going to be great. But now it's, you know, I'm happy. I'm loving life right now. And it's about just being grateful for who you are and what you have to offer to the world, and knowing that you are enough no matter what, regardless of regardless of whatever. You are enough right now because you are an individual who has gifts and talents to share to the world.
Absolutely. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You have all of that inside of you. You have gifts and talents and unique abilities. You have something that other people need. You have something that, whether it's a joke, it's a laugh, it's a listening ear, it's a warm hug. These are all things that don't cost money, that we're all able to share with one another and to connect. And the faster you fall in love with yourself, the faster you fall in love with your life, the easier it is to fall in love and to stay in love, because if you realize that it's a journey that you're on, the path that you have for your whole life is just a journey. And how fabulous is it if you have an itinerary, like you're going on a travel trip somewhere, and you have this itinerary, whether you're driving or you're going to a destination, it's usually when you get off the beaten path, when you do something you weren't expecting, those are the moments that usually are the most fun. Why can we not apply that same idea to our whole life? That if we have a plan, but if something comes up that takes us off our plan, maybe that might be a great thing that we might enjoy even more than we even dreamed or thought of. And that's why I want to change our mindset and control what we say, instead of being upset. Go, oh my goodness, this is an opportunity. And let me look for the joyfulness and the happiness and the fun thing. Where is it at?
And it's once you change that mindset that everything changes for you.
It really does.
On the bright side, or once you start looking in a more positive way, everything becomes more positive. But you have to take that first step on that journey to loving yourself and your life by just saying, I am grateful, I am fabulous, I am out here doing the dang thing, and love me or leave me, this is who I am.
Exactly. And that is what is chock full in my I'm his good thing. I am
Yeah.
his good thing. Affirmation book, it's all these I am statements that you
Yeah.
read. There's even a little prayer for your future husband, so you can like read and pray over him in advance. Once again, in advance, because you believe it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So many people, like on Single Mingle Monday, which is my platform for singles, so many of the ladies there, oh my goodness, they're like, where is he at? And I'm like, that's the wrong question. It's not about where is he at. It's like, what about you? What makes you so wonderful? How are you enjoying your single season? That's the person he's going to meet, not the bitter, cranky lady that's going, where you been?
Yeah.
How come it took you so long to get here?
Right.
He wants the woman that's like having all this fun, and he's like, I want to get with her.
Right.
And it's like shifting that mindset. Oh my goodness, there's so much power that comes from shifting your mindset and changing how you think and what you talk about, that you can change the whole course of your day. You can change all your relationships. You can change your life without changing anything that costs money. It is something that we all have in our power to control. And I just want all of us to get that.
I love it. Listen, I could talk to you all day long.
Well, let's do it.
You were dropping nuggets from the beginning. I mean, please, if y'all watching the replay, watch the entirety of this interview, because Kara is dropping nuggets. She is giving you the secret to life, which is not a secret. It is just get out there and love who you are and go show the world how magical and fabulous you are. And then everything that you have been wanting in life will come towards you. So thank you so much for that.
Yes. And, you know, I want to encourage any of the people that are listening in to come in and join the conversation with me on my platform, The Fab Kara. That's my website, thefabkara.com. You can see some of the resources. You can jump in on one-on-one coaching with me, where you have an opportunity to dialogue, and I can zoom in and help you with some of the things that you're working on, as well as pick up the ebook and also the Single Mingle Monday, The Fab Kara on Instagram and Facebook. There's a lot of fun things going on, and we're connecting with people all over the world who are dialing in and talking about the things that are important as it pertains to finding the love and life that is meant for you. Thank you for having me today.
You're welcome. Thank you for everything that you're doing for the world, for humanity, because we need more people like you who are not afraid to get out there and live out loud, because we only have this one life. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me once again. And I really appreciate everything that you're doing to make sure that we are kind, and we are kind out loud. And it's not a secret. And all of us have the power to be more kind in our everyday experiences, every single opportunity, every person we meet all day long.
Indeed, that is so true. All right, this has been Make Kind Loud, conversations that turn up the volume. I am super grateful and excited I had a chance to speak with Kara Adams today. Please connect with her on all of her platforms. We will put those in the comments. And again, we will see you next week on another episode of Make Kind Loud, conversations that turn up the volume. Y'all have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.